Everyone, Michelle Melendez, Blossom Inner Wellness and Stand Together Hawaii again here with Michael Tiavana. We were talking about we were talking about the caterpillar and the butterfly just a second ago, and I said if Trump is tearing it down, and we know that like things,
Trump is the caterpillar,
Trump is the caterpillar
tearing everything down.
tearing everything down and people are freaking out, but that's what needs to happen because we want a whole new system. And I was asking him, I said, but if he tears it down and then gives it and the new world order comes in where they're going to be giving people money, which is what's it called, $2,000 a month
Guaranteed income.
guaranteed income, that is a welfare state. That means you'll get that money, but you got to do this, this, and that. And if you don't get that money. Or if you have a bad social credit score, you won't get that money. That's what we don't want. So people, that's why when people are excited about it, I'm like, no.
It puts the government, a guaranteed income puts the government in the position of Santa Claus to deciding who's been naughty or nice. And if you've been nice, you'll get $2,000 a month. If you've been naughty, you get 500 a month.
Yeah.
Basically is it.
So we don't want that. So I was asking him, I said, and the tariffs that he's putting in are going to destroy the economy. Tell him about that.
Okay, so the tariffs are bad for business worldwide. And you have supply chains are going to get disrupted. You're going to have empty shelves. You're going to have a shortage of things. It's going to be worse than COVID. But the advantage to yeah, the unseen advantage to the Great Reset is that it's driving down the market. It's destroying the dollar. It's destroying one of the last vestiges of wealth. They've already been hacking away at real estate. Now they're going to be hacking away at the dollar itself. And they're going to destroy it in order to put in a blockchain crypto CBDC currency. And that's could be coming later this year.
Now, Trump said he wasn't going to do CBD, but he also said that he could stop the war in a week. And now he's at the Ukraine, and now he's wanting to have their minerals. It's like, what the heck? So,
yeah, Trump is making he's trading peace for resources in Russia, Ukraine, wherever it is, Iran. He wants their resources, and he's doing it with a gun pointed at these people. He's got a gun pointed at Iran right now for their oil. He's got a gun pointed at Putin for all their rich mineral resources, and he's got one pointed at Zelensky. So yeah, you might get peace, but it's at the point of a gun.
which is how the Hawaii Islands were taken over. Also, by the way, little side note on that one. But what can people do? Because what's happening, everybody's freaking out. People they're protesting this week. I was told don't go into crowds right now, Michelle. But I always feel that I'm guided and I'm protected. But what can people do for their own safety? And I always tell people stock up and have a to-go bag in your car, have an emergency plan just to put in place, and then also trust and get into the divine infinite creator, get a relationship with the divine infinite creator, and follow your guided intuition. What would you say?
Yeah, do that. It depends on where you are in the butterfly. Are you on the wings? Are you on the feet? Are you going to mobile? Are you going to be stationary? Or it depends. If you're a protester, you have certain protocols you have to follow, and the protesters have to be aware that they can get raided at any time. They're picking people up off the street right now, and they're also knocking on people's doors. They're going for the low-hanging fruit. They're going for people that actually have visas to be here, and they're just plucking them up and throwing them back into another country. A lot of times it's a country that they have no idea, like El Salvador. Okay, kids were born in America. They have no idea what it's like in El Salvador, and they're thrown down there a lot of times in a prison situation, and they don't know what the hell's going on. That was from a knock on the door. And that's what's going on now for the protesters as well. And so be prepared to have a place to go, have your bags packed. I've seen this happen before in the 1990s to the people in the peace movement. Uh, they had to just leave really fast. Okay, so there's that. But if you're just a mild investor in the system and the system's crashing, know where to put your money. Silver, gold, other gemstones are good. The gemstone industry is a cash and carry industry. Fruits and vegetables are cash and carry. Uh, so you get into another cash and carry investment. Uh, so your money has to be able to move quickly, uh, and you do this by having it be more liquid, just like you would have to have your physical body be able to relocate quickly. Depends on where you are in this building of a new world, a new butterfly.
And stay out of fear. I mean, it's easy to say, harder to do. But when you're getting into fear, like put your hands on your heart and breathe into your heart, and we'll actually do that in a second, and get into nature. Because this is a game we came to play, you guys. This is a game.
Yes, and the game is you want to be able to practice judging character and recognizing integrity and dignity in other human beings. At the same time, there's a game going on where people are taking advantage of trust. They're taking advantage of, oh, we're good friends, we're buddies. Just do this and that, and let me into your life, and it's a scam. So many scams going on now.
Mhm.
And so you have to be able to be a better judge of character than ever before,
Mhm.
because you are going to uh, have to uh, align yourself with other cells in the pod. That's kind of the challenge right now. Who do you trust and who don't you trust? Because people's sense of reality and truth are
Everything is not what we think it is. I mean, I talked about the Star of David, and somebody got really mad at me. And that Star of David isn't even in the Bible. And the actual star is actually called, a geometric shape is called a hexagram, and it's on the Israel flag. It's not what we think it is, like so many things. And they want us divided. This is why,
yeah.
they that's absolutely what they want. So the best thing we can do is have friends that we trust, and feel into your heart and your guided intuition, and know what is yours to do. Look at your community, your general plan, your county council, see what they are doing.
Have that too.
Yes, and then join the handcountroadshow.org, handcountroadshow.org. I'm going to go pick up Mark Cook here shortly, because he's here on the islands talking about how we can take back our elections through hand count voting systems. And that's what we can do. So maybe if that's just one thing you can do for your community, is to join handcountroadshow.org. And how can you help bring back our elections so that we can put good people there?
Mhm.
So that's one thing. So one thing, you guys, let's do one thing every week for our community, and also be prepared. And then don't live in fear. I don't I get into fear sometimes, but then I get into nature, and I start to trust. And I always say, when I'm in fear, I go, I trust you, Great Spirit. I trust you, and I'm going to keep going.
And you get into nature by going out paddling in a canoe in the middle of the ocean. That's you're you're trusting,
Trusting, and that's actually
putting
trust. Yeah.
trust in the goodness of nature
Yeah.
and the inspiration of nature, and then the answers will come.
Yes, they will. They will. All right, you guys, let's do a quick prayer. Infinite creator, great spirit of all things. We just are so grateful for this time, because we get to watch as a new world comes into being, as a world of peace and harmony, where all people matter, where our children are safe, where anybody who does not value human life and freedom is peaceably removed from office, or removed from office in a way that where they have no more power. And all the weapons that would harm other living souls, other women and men and children, they don't work. And we call forth that the soldiers' hearts are turned, that they put down their weapons and say, no more. We don't need war. Great Spirit, we call forth a beautiful, loving planet, harmonious with people, with living souls, and with the Aina, with the land. We know it is done, and we are so grateful that we get to watch as it unfolds, and so it is. Thank you, Michael.
Hallelujah. You're welcome. Thank you.
Uh,
Mahalo.
yep, handcountroadshow.org. Join it.